Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be reviewing the Tarte Foundcealer foundation. I was going through my collection yesterday and I saw it and I'm like, why haven't I ever used this? And I recall not really caring for it. The shade I have is 385, which is medium tan sand. And I do like the match. I also really liked the glowy effect it left on my hand when I swatched it. So that was really the inspiration for trying this out. I wanted to see how it wore, you know, if this was like something that I should be using or if I should give it away or maybe toss it. So this is supposed to be a multitasking foundation that you can use as your concealer and as your foundation. But as you guys will see, I did go in with a different concealer because I felt like it wasn't enough coverage and correction under my eyes. So if you guys want to see how I feel about this and what my overall thoughts are, then let's go. Yesterday, I just happened to come across this foundation that I had gotten in gratis. It's a Tarte Foundcealer. And I remember not really liking the product. I felt like maybe it was like too creamy or heavy. But I decided to give it a shot. I just saw it and I'm like, why didn't I ever use this? What was it that I just didn't sit right with me? And it's very heavy coverage. The shade I have is 385, which is medium tan sand. It's a multitasking foundation, has SPF 20. And when I applied it to my hand, I blended it out, and what I did see was that it gave my skin just like a beautiful luminous finish. And so then it got me thinking, right? I like the way that it looked, and here we are. We're gonna test this out. I think the match is pretty good. So it definitely comes off as a full coverage, thick foundation, and it's called the Foundcealer, which implies that you're able to use this as your foundation and your concealer. So we are going to do that. Although I think I'm gonna need a little bit more coverage under my eyes than what this is giving me. I'm just taking like the smallest amount because again, once you blend it out, you do get this really creamy product. So you don't want a ton of makeup under my eyes. So this is what it's looking like. I would like to build, so I think because I used it with a brush, I'm not getting the fullest coverage, which is fine, right? But I do want to cover these areas just a little bit more. So I'm just going to dab whatever I can get from this little squirt I just did. And then I'm just going to press the product. So yesterday I just applied it to my hand and I blended it out. And it looked like a very thick consistency. And it definitely is a thicker foundation. Like, it's by no means sheer. But applying it with a brush, it does give it enough movement to where it looks natural. And it's not looking really cakey. This does not really set down. And that was part of the reason why I applied it to my hand. Because I wanted to see really what the product would do, because I remember, I don't know if I played with it in store, but it was just a really thick product, and I didn't like that it made my skin look as luminous. At this point, I do really like how luminous it looks, but I hated that it didn't ever set, and it doesn't set. However, if I can set it with a powder, keep some of the luminosity, and if it wears really well, I don't see why I can't give it a shot. I like the packaging. I think the color is a pretty decent match, and I've had it for a minute, so let's give it a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually going to add a little bit of I'm gonna take some of this Boing Cakeless Concealer, and I have the number 7. The reason is, I think if you're somebody that doesn't have darkness under your eyes, this may work, but I don't necessarily want it as a concealer. I want a peachy concealer like this, because this eye darkness is no joke. So I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna do my eyebrows and then we'll come back and finish the rest of the face. All right guys, so I quickly threw some brows on and I am now going to blend this out with a sponge. I let it sit while I did my eyebrows so that I get a little bit more coverage, because again, these dark circles are no joke. I'm just going to take my brush, and then I always like to take whatever's left on my sponge or my brush and just really hit where the concealer is blended down to so that it looks more natural versus like this triangular shape. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier Honey powder and then just put that under my eyes before I start to crease. So as I've mentioned, this does not set. I can still see that it's tacky. I can feel that it's tacky. So I'm just going to add a little bit of powder. A little bit. Who are we kidding? I look like a lion. I'm just going to take this powder and I'm going to dust it all over my face. This is a Cosette S120 brush, and I'm just going to press this powder onto my face just to set the Foundcealer. I don't think this foundation has done exceptionally well. Like, I remember when I was working at Sephora, it wasn't one that people were typically interested in. And I want to say that even just on social media, it didn't really catch. But it is pretty. And obviously, by setting it, it's not going to have the same effect that it did when it was wet, which was to give the skin a really dewy look. I'm gonna take this Laguna bronzer. It's broken, so I'm not gonna show you guys, and just apply it to the outside of my face. So far, what I will tell you guys is what made me want to try it was when I applied it to my hand, my very dry hand, my skin looked luminous, it looked healthy, it looked hydrated, and so I like that about it. Obviously, by setting it with a powder, I'm going to lose that luminosity. So I would say that if you are a drier skin type, you would probably really enjoy this foundation. As someone who is pretty normal, what I'll tell you is that what attracted me to try the foundation, I've lost. I liked that my skin was looking really glowy. However, what I will tell you is that my skin does look really smooth. It looks very natural. Nothing looks heavy or bunched up, but I don't have the luminosity that originally pulled me in to try this foundation. For my blush, I'm going to be using Buzzkill by Melt Cosmetics. I'm loving this so much. I like to mix both shades. And I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it wears. I don't think it's a foundation that I will hate, at least the way it looks now. But I'm treating it the same way that I've done all of my other foundations, which is I always add a powder to make sure that I don't have to touch up throughout the day. If that is the situation, then we're all good, right? It's just another foundation in my rotation. Is it a foundation that I will purchase? Probably not, but we will see how it goes. All right, guys, so I added my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix Setting Spray. I went ahead and applied my mascara, and I really like the way that the skin looks. It looks very dewy. We have that dewiness back. Everything just looks very natural and soft. So it is now 8:45. I have a 9 a.m. meeting and I still need to do my hair really quick. So I'm going to wrap this up as soon as possible. But basically, from what I can see, it just looks natural. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. It just looks like natural, youthful skin. Right now, what I'm seeing is that it's under the eyes, and I know that I went in with a concealer, but typically I could do that and it doesn't emphasize any dryness, or it doesn't make my eyes look any more wrinkly. But with this one, what I am seeing is that if I look close enough into my mirror, which is what I'm doing now, it looks wrinkly, it looks bunched up, it looks a little heavy under the eyes. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in here. Let me turn these lights down too. Look at that. It just looks heavy under the eyes. What I would suggest is that if you are somebody that wants to use this as your concealer and your foundation, that you actually correct under your eyes if you have darkness, the way I do. So for now, I have to say it doesn't look bad. This would be something that I would consider adding into my rotation for sure. I really have to see how it would wear during the day. Obviously, if something crazy happens, it wouldn't be a product that I would continue to use, but as it stands right now, there's nothing wrong with it. It looks like a standard foundation. Is this one of those products that makes me go, wow, I need to add this to my, regular rotation, I need a backup? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't look bad, and what I'm saying is that I have it, I might as well use it. It's not a horrible foundation. This could even be something that I'd like quickly throw on to just have something on my face, So for now, it's not looking bad. I'll come back and do some check-ins and give you guys my final thoughts. All right, guys, it is now 12:30 and it's been a few hours. Nothing's changed. Everything looks exactly the same, minus my hair. And honestly, I feel if anything, my skin looks more like skin than a semi-matte foundation. It looks like it's thinning out just a little bit around this area, but I did eat, obviously just like normal wear and tear. But overall, guys, I have to say that it's holding up really well. It looks really natural and I like it. So let's see how it continues to wear. All right, guys, it's 3:30 and I'm gonna tell you right off the bat that the foundation around my nose has really come off because I was outside, my outdoor table broke. The glass shattered. So I was cleaning that up and my nose was itching. So I just kept doing this and I had gloves on. So yeah. There is something that's happening that I think it might be the foundation and it might be a little, so let me tell you what's happening. I am feeling a pimple coming on right here. You know how when you can feel it and if I touch it, I can feel the bump. I didn't have it earlier today. I didn't feel anything coming up. I have no other reason to believe that it could be something else other than the foundation. I think it's going to break me out. We'll see. I'll continue to wear it, but so far I would have to say it looks really good. Like my cheeks look really good. Again, the exception of here because I could see the makeup coming off on my hand or on my glove. But everything looks super good. The only thing that I am concerned about is this breakout here. Because again, earlier today, there was nothing. It just kind of happened. So I would hate to think it's a foundation, but we'll see. So I'm going to continue to wear this and I'll keep you guys updated. Hey guys, so this is going to be my last check-in. It is now 6 p.m. and this little guy wants to go to bed. Looking at my foundation, I'm going to tell you guys it looks flawless. It looks so good. As you guys can see, there's some wearing around the nose and I've noticed up here, it looks like I have dry skin. Like it looks, you know how when your skin starts to peel from like a tan or when you have really dry cracked skin. That's what it looks like here, but I think it's from, sorry guys, I know I look like a hot mess. I'm pretty sure that this is from sweating. I told you guys my table shattered, and so I was out there cleaning. It was hot under the sun. So I'm going to say that this is my final call, but this here looks flawless and like freshly applied. I still have coverage. I have a little patch missing here, but I gave my son a bath and he put his face on me. So even like there's a little bit here, but other than that, it has held up beautifully. Everything still has coverage with the exception of this here. It's a little thin around my chin, but again, I ate, so wiping my face and stuff. It looks good. So I'm going to say that this is probably a foundation that will be in my rotation, especially in the winter time. I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised by it. So if you guys were curious, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. All right guys, I'm officially done. It's 7:30 p.m. and I need to wash my face, but I want to see, you guys can see just around the nose, I have fading, a little bit on the chin. It looks like this area where I was seeing some cracking has settled a little bit, but overall, it looks good. So I just quickly want to give you guys some information. This foundation, I was gonna say this Foundcealer, is your standard 1 ounce. It's your standard 1 ounce foundation, and I'm looking at this. I really appreciate this. It tells you on the bottom when it's going to expire. I have until December to use this. This is expiring in December, and I would like to use it. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do. I really thought that it was going to wear horribly, that it was going to feel really heavy on the skin, that it was going to look really cakey, and I don't see any of that. I am pleasantly surprised, and again, I think this area would have worn better if it wasn't for the fact that I was outside. I was cleaning. I kept wiping my hands with gardening gloves, and my face itches. I literally wiped the foundation off, like you can see. It looks so good and so natural, and it's worn really well. Granted, I did have to set it, but it's not anything I wouldn't do. I always set my foundation with a powder because I wanted to wear well and long, and it's just for my own personal skin. I know that I always need to set it. However, with this foundation, I set it because I felt like it just wasn't setting on its own, like it still felt a little wet. But that is also part of the reason why it looked so beautiful and glowy. Now, let me tell you guys about this foundation. It is on sale at Sephora. I think that they are discontinuing that specific product at the store. So it's currently $27. On Tarte.com, it is $39. That is the price for this product. And again, bear in mind that this is meant to be your foundation and concealer in one. This foundation comes in 30 shades, and I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I think that they did a pretty good job in terms of their colors. If you look at it, they have quite a bit of a selection for dark and deep skin tones, and that's typically not the case. You might have like 4 to 5 really, you know, like deep foundation shades, and here you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 darker options. Granted, every line has room to expand, but honestly, like just even looking at the deeper shades on the bottom, that's pretty deep. On the Tarte website, it has 1,177 reviews, and it has 4.5 stars. I mean, I think that's pretty good. Sephora has 757 reviews, 4 stars. So I think across the board, it's gotten pretty good reviews. This foundation claims to moisturize, conceal, and act as your foundation, and it has SPF. It hydrates for 12 hours and helps skin appear plumper. Ultra nourishing Bobasu gives skin a youthful glow. Medium customizable coverage, never cakey or dry. Natural radiant finish for healthy looking skin. Protects with non-chemical sunscreen filters. And I'm going to say that this foundation really does live up to what it says. Again, I feel like if you have, you know, hyperpigmentation or any darkness, for example, with me and under my eyes, but even then, you know, I had told you guys earlier that it looked heavy and kind of cakey, but it is not looking like that right now. And I promise you guys, I have not touched up by any means. It looks better. The longer I've worn it, it looks better. I'm floored. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I'm floored. I really did not expect to love this as much as I do. This will be on rotation, and you best believe I will use it up before December. I'm gonna make that my mission, because now seeing when it expires, I really do want to try and get through it. As you guys can see, I've used some. I still have a long way to go, but I'm gonna use it. I like it. The packaging, let's quickly touch on the packaging. The packaging is adorable. You have this leafy design on the top. It's metallic. It's, you know, you have the lilac. I always really like when you can push your product up, because I feel like you're getting the most from your actual package and you're using it up versus like having to, like, you know, depend on the pump to work. The other thing I really like is that it's a twist top, so you have the pump come up and you don't have to worry about it like spilling or anything. Like, it's secure and locked, and then in order to get into it, you have to push it up. It is a pretty smooth pump. I really do like it. I will be using this, and I have a feeling that it's going to become a favorite, because my skin does look, I have smooth skin. When I say like it does look pretty smooth, what I mean by that is typically I start to see my foundation just kind of like bunch up, but there's no movement. It's really set, and I really enjoyed this. So I would definitely encourage you to try this out if you are a dry skin type. If you are someone that has maybe more mature skin, I think you're really going to enjoy this. Some people don't like to use powder, in which case I just want you to know that this probably won't set down fully, which is why I went in with a powder. I touched up. I wanted to see how it would layer, if it would disrupt the makeup around me, but honestly, it just blends beautifully into the skin. I am really digging this foundation. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I wasn't expecting it to do as well throughout the day. I'm impressed. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. Please be sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below letting me know if you've tried this, what your thoughts are, or if you have any requests for upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.